All right.
Good
So
have.
we are back. Now I want to grab your radio. Let me turn mine down.
Yep.
We are back, Benton Harbor with Chat with the Chief. This is a soft reboot. We didn't really put anything out on it. Um, we were just getting back in the
Okay.
swing of
Uh,
things,
did you
getting
freeze on me? What does that mean?
getting through the holiday. Well, I'm going over here. I'm hearing a
Okay.
noise.
It looked like Dan might be frozen for a minute there.
You know that
But
happened.
anyway, welcome back to Chat with the Chief. We have a few things to talk about that's been going on in our community. And we also have some stats about 2024. I know right now Dan is having some technical difficulties,
Am I?
but
I'm good over here.
I'll try to continue on as possible. First thing I want to speak about is the success we had with Shop with a Cop over the Christmas holidays of 2024. It was very successful. Many departments, police departments, and fire departments were included in Shop with the Cop, and a lot of families were blessed through Myers, who put on the Shop with the Cop and actually donated their um, gift certificates in order for the children to be able to buy gifts for the holidays. So, shout out to Myers for doing such a great job with Shop with the Cop. Mr. McGinn, I'm not showing any problem on my end. Okay.
So
Uh,
yeah, I'm not moving to
Dan,
you. You can
you're
hear me.
frozen. Not sure what's going on.
Hmm.
I see a picture of you. That's about it. Um,
I'm wondering for our people looking,
so I
am I
don't know if the
frozen
rest
to
of the community
everybody
can
or
hear
just
me.
frozen to you?
But I'm going to keep talking anyway. So, Shop with the Cop was great. Lots of families, officers from all over with families and children. We just had a blast. Lasted for about 2 hours. They had a chance to eat after Shop with the Cop, before and after. So it was a great event. Okay, so
Am I,
maybe I just can't see Dan if he's working. So this
yes, I'm
doesn't work
wondering.
well. Him and
Let
I
me
can't
see.
converse. I'm not sure what's going on
Okay,
my end.
so it looks like it's on his end because somebody said they can hear me.
Maybe I can. Dan, I think I'm gonna maybe try dropping off and then popping back up again. So guys,
Yeah,
excuse
so
me
they
for a minute here.
yep, they can hear me. You had reboot. Greg, come back, come on back on. This is why it's a soft reboot. So anyway, Ben Harbor waiting for him to come back on. Again, we softly rebooting this, coming back. Chat with the chief. Kind of took a break and then took a break for the holiday, but we are here. And hopefully, when Chief Abrams comes back on, we can talk about 2024, the things that we were dealing with, and some of our accomplishments, and what we're looking to do for 2025. We want to keep the momentum going with One Benton Harbor. Our
There you go, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, so you can hear me too.
Maybe my computer did its own little reboot job because I was rambling.
No, you did a good job, and I love it because you just took it and just it's it's like Greg. It kind of reminds me of like when you work on the road on your shift with your partner, and then you work together for so long, you go to calls, and you guys just do stuff without even communicating. Like you go get the victim. I know I'm gonna find the witnesses,
Right.
or you're starting tape. I'll start the canvas. That's what that was like. So now remember, you were my sergeant, and I started learning police work from you. So we go back, brother.
We do go back, but you made it easy though. So I didn't teach you much. Now you did it on your own.
All right, so yeah, don't sit there tell that tale because you remember I used to get on y'all nerves with my reports as long as I used to write them. Y'all be like, "Why you report so long?" Well, my thing was detail, 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 and the more I rate in the report, there's less that a defense attorney can attack. Until I think y'all saw like, okay, yeah, he don't hardly go to court, does he? Nope,
Yeah,
plead my stuff out.
that's right, man. It was all good. That got cleaned up, and look where you at now. Look where
Yeah,
we at now. We did
yeah.
our thing.
So we apologize for the technical difficulties, you guys. We are back. Chat with the chief will be here, and we're pledging also. We had some great feedback. and we love positive, constructive criticism. A couple people said the shows were a little too long. We agree, because we only really want 20 minutes to half an hour at the absolute most. And I think when we were introducing guests, that made it go on. So, and we got enough that we are doing between our departments together that we can talk for those 20, 30 minutes. And unless we have another occasion, we just let our guests know that, hey, they got a time frame. So we don't want to stretch it out where the point of us trying to communicate with our folks, and we bored them to death because it's too long.
Right, right. Mr. Isom, Andre Isom, he's like, make them out of reels. I'm like, man, reels are really short. That's probably a little too short. I said, but I get the message.
Yeah. So, okay. Again, so now we're back. 2024 was a unique year, I think, personally, for a lot of people and a lot of church folks. Like they was going through 2024, and I believe in on 2025 is going to be phenomenal. I believe there's some new anointings being released, but I'm police role right now. I'm not preacher role, but I just believe some things are happening. Let's just kind of jump in and talk about the things that we have problems with, Chief. Um, as our people know, we have suffered the last couple of years a huge influx of stolen vehicles and or broken into vehicles. And
Correct.
what we have found, and here this is a conversation that we need to actually kind of have. We not today per se, because we're going to really kind of give a couple of smooth updates and get out of here. But at some point, so here's the problem, Benton Harbor, that we're finding. So we have Benton Harbor and Benton Township. Because again, let me say, our two departments, our shifts, they really kind of work as one. Man, it is not uncommon for
Hmm.
us, even if Township is tied up, they'll dispatch us to take a call, or vice versa. Or if we hear or we know that a township officer might need some backup, I mean, we've been out there at the mall backing them up. It is so wonderful. Again, we are one Benton Harbor, and again, I thank God for your leadership, Chief, to see that the next generation, as we move on, because we are both short timers,
Right.
um, that we leave it better than we found it. But the thing is, we got to work together. The 49022 is just one Benton Harbor. So anyway, so with that, we have Benton Harbor folks. We have made a lot of arrests of people stealing vehicles. Here's the number one problem, and here is where, if we want to talk about social justice, let's talk about something that really means something instead of buzzwords and wanting to beat up on cops for stupid stuff. What I'm saying is, the problem that we're having is we are catching these kids with these stolen cars, but they're juveniles. So we get them, arrest them, or get them into custody, and then we have to release them back into the community. I can give you an example. Just yesterday, between us and Benton Township, again, working together, was a stolen vehicle. We ended up recovering the stolen vehicle. There were four people inside the car. They took off running into the ravine. We ended up apprehending them, brought them to the station. Four juveniles caught red-handed, reported stolen car in the car. They take off running, and all those kids were under 17. A couple of them way under 17. So when I say social justice, here's what I believe, and I don't want to monopolize this, Chief, because we got other stuff to talk about. But
You right ahead.
to me, the prosecutor's office and especially the courts, and we know that we have a friend in Amy Byrd. She's a new prosecutor. Have the utmost faith in her. She's terrific.
I agree.
She's terrific. So, and if we call her, she will come. We've seen 3 times last year where we called her, she showed up to support us. Her being born and raised in the 49022. But where the problem is, I believe, is the juvenile center. And when I say problem, it's not because they're causing problems. The issue is that there's really nothing in place to really take these juveniles if they don't score a certain amount because they've done some type of violent offense. So the juvenile center says, well, we can't take them because they don't score high enough. We have a scale that we got to score. Did they do this? Was a weapon involved? Was any injuries? Et cetera, so forth. And if there's none of those things, at the end of the day, we do a petition and have to release them. Well, again, yesterday we catch 4 guys red-handed, stolen car, flee, get them all back. Then we have to release them in the community. I would hope when I say social justice that the courts would look at the individual issues of the communities that make up their jurisdiction and say, okay, we get it. To Benton Harbor, it's important that we have some type of answer for the juveniles that are stealing cars or the juveniles that are shooting up houses or whatever. And it doesn't seem like it looks like there's one blanket standard for Berrien County. And if you don't fit that, then you just don't fit it. But the citizens of the 49022, I believe, well, I know for a fact, and you do too, are saying, why can't we get these kids prosecuted in some type of treatment? And that's our question. So to me, social justice would be, and I don't want to ramble, courts, we need you to attend to the needs of our community. The needs of Benton Harbor are probably different, Chief, than a Bridgman or a Sodus or a St. Joe Township. If
Right.
well, they're getting hit too. So if you know that us township, St. Joe Township, are getting hit with these stolen cars, and you know for a fact these are juveniles because we're turning in the same names time after time, incident after incident, that the courts would say, "Hey, we got to think outside the box." And to me, that's the social justice that Ben Harborans should be thinking about requesting.
I agree 100%. I can't tell you how many times my officers have arrested juveniles and stolen vehicles after a chase dangerously through the city, putting citizens' lives, at risk, only to send them back home with a parent or a guardian with a court date. Um, it's a slap in the face because we know 9 times out of 10 that same juvenile is going to either be out that same day committing that same offense or at some other part of the week doing the same thing, and we're probably going to catch them again. And it's just, it hurts my soul knowing that we're doing so much to combat these things, dealing with stolen vehicles, and it's like we're just turning our wheels and nothing's really getting done. We're doing our part, and yes, we really need the courts to step up. I know they have their plate full with things that they're doing, but I don't know if it needs to be some legislative changes, in the juvenile system. I don't know, but something has to be done so we can do our job properly.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me see real very quickly. I have this is not the greatest, but I like to show a little piece of video. So remember, it's been a while since we've been on, but last time we talked, we told our the Ben Harbor, our family out there, on what's happening with these vehicles and how there's actually different groups of kids that are going around testing doors in driveways, testing doors on cars that might be parked on the street. If it's open, they'll get in there and try to either steal it or ransack it. There's also another MO, modus operandi, where they'll break a rear window and try to get into the car. Um, so I want to show a video here. So let me bear with me here, guys, as I transition. Okay. Um, this is going to be let's go back here to see and understand. So,
I see
all
we
right,
have a lot
Chief.
of interesting comments. Mary Alice Adams, I see she chimed in, and it sounded like she tried to make a difference, but they just didn't listen, or didn't want to listen. I'm not sure which one is which. But yeah, there's a lot of that needs to be done. That should have been done some time ago. We care about our citizens in the 49022, and we want to provide them with the best service possible from the 49022.
Yeah.
But we can't do it alone. Of course, we need our citizens, but we also need the higher up in the justice system, to give us a helping hand so we can prosecute these cases as quick as possible, get these kids behind bars. Mr. Turner said, "Hey, how about some type of program, where they can, work out in the community, something that has to be done." And I get it. Um, and that's what we're working on. And that's why we have this show, just so we can discuss these things and maybe come up with a solution for some of the problems that we have, such as the car thefts.
Yes. And I think, Chief, because we work hand in hand with uh, churches in the area, I won't name the pastors, but um, I don't want to omit anybody. But I think this is, again, probably the influence of the church and the community to help with these issues is a whole another topic and show we're not going to get into now. But I think they are the ones that should be our point men for contacting the courts and being verbal at the county meetings and even our meetings, say, hey, we need some help from the courts to solve Benton Harbor's problems. And again, I get it might not be set up or they're inundated with their caseload, but you can't have a one size fits all for the Berrien County community when our issues are very much different than anywhere else. Um, I think when it's gun violence, it's a little easier because they do qualify; it's high enough. But we need some help. And let me say this also, and be clear, Chief. We're not saying that the ultimate answer is arrest these juveniles.
Right.
Some of these young men and women, and I'm saying men and women because we got young girls stealing cars too, y'all. Um, there is some kids that just get in the wrong circles, follow the wrong crowd. I will say this: I'm not saying any names, but I know for a fact one of the mothers yesterday, I believe a single mom who cares, was here. She was literally in tears. I gave her and the other woman a hug. Their son looked like a sweet young man. I just think he was in the wrong people. And there are mothers out there who got sons or daughters who might be on the brink of, they can go either way. You know how it was, because when we was growing up, we was probably right there too. If it break this way, you could be this in the system. Broke this way, you could be fine. It's a fine line in the ghetto. We know that.
Right.
But her tears of hurt and kind of desperation, crying out to her son, and he's crying because he realized he messed up. So I say all that to say, Chief, that the answer has got to be a full community answer. We need these pastors back involved to not only demand justice from the courts, but also to help set up programs, mentorships, getting out there and letting these boys and girls see positive role models in our communities. I know you go places, I go places. We can't do it all by ourselves. This needs to be a whole network. I can name somebody like Pastor Kenneth Robinson, Second Baptist. Call him right now. He's there. Maurice McAfee, call him right now. He's there. Pastor Palmer. I said I wasn't going to name pastors. Look at me. I lied, didn't I? Lord, forgive me.
That's all right. That's all right.
But
They deserve to have their name out there.
yeah, so this is a community effort. This is something that, my philosophy always is I'd rather have a young man or woman not in the system than in the system. So I'll shut up on that because, again, we want to really, really try to be mindful of time here. We're at 24 minutes, Chief. And again, we, like you said, once we get started, we can go.
We keep going, and one conversation leads into another conversation. So yeah. So I'm okay with the time. If I guess we need to. We were talking about if we were going to do this, because it's time consuming getting all these stats and doing the show. If you want to do this every other week instead of every week, that'll give us time to do more research on things that we talk about in private. Um, and that way, nobody has to miss the show, when we bring our information to them.
Yeah, so let's put that question out. So we originally started this for every week. That could be a bit much, especially in the summertime when we're really busy. And we're trying to make sure that the shows are short and don't go too long. What the people want to see every week or every other week, or I guess even once a month, for us. We want to make sure that we are accessible to you guys, that you all know what we're trying to accomplish here for us. I love that. We're us. We are us, Chief.
We are us.
We are us for us. So we both have this blocked off every Thursday at 1 o'clock. Again, we can keep it every Thursday, but we pledge to keep the show shorter, or we go every other week. Anyone who's got any suggestions, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Put them in the comments, because I really believe we're doing this for the citizens. So we want to make sure it's something that works for them. So again, and we appreciate the feedback of, hey, great show, just shorten up a little bit. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
We thank you for that. So, all right, Chief, we got, and this was you were really big on, hey, we got to keep it short. So we got just about 2.5 minutes left. We'll call it 3.5 minutes left. Let's kind of briefly talk about some things we want to do to keep our partnership and fellowship going in 2025, and some things we want to do for the community, not just in crime fighting, but other things to bring Benton Harbor together.
Well, as we discussed earlier, so we know there's a lot of good people out there, a lot of parents, dads, moms, uncles, nieces, whatever, that may have fell upon a situation that needs some assistance, but scared of how the system may treat them. So I'm offering, like, if a person has a driving while suspended license form, you got the bond, but you're scared to go to the courthouse. Okay, don't go to courthouse. If your ticket is out of Benton Township, Benton Harbor City, or wherever, St. Joe, whatever, and you're like, man, I got this warrant, but I got my bond money, but I'm scared. Come to either Benton Harbor City or come to Benton Township. We'll run the information. We'll take your little bond money from you. You might have to get fingerprinted or whatever, because the court, 93-day misdemeanors, the court might want that. And then we give you your court date and we send you on your way. You don't have to see the county jail from the point of you posted your own bond. We want to do something to try to help people get back on their feet. And that's one of the programs that I wanted to start some time ago. And I actually did. And, it was, didn't have any assistance with doing it. I was just trying some things out. A couple people did come in. They did exactly what I told them to do, and they got their court date. They spent no time in jail for the offenses that they committed. One was like a retail fraud third, and the other one was like driving with suspended or revoked license. And it worked out well for them. They didn't miss any work. It's a great thing, and we want everyone to latch on to that. If you have that type of an issue, we can't do all warrants, but there are some that we can do.
Absolutely. So I totally agree with that, Chief. And I think you got some people, hardworking people that just trying to work. Maybe they got pulled over, got a ticket, and didn't have the money, or maybe they missed court because they had to be to work. Maybe they got points at work that I can't miss another day, or they got to pick up the baby and they're not going to take care of it, and they're looking over their shoulder. Worst thing we want to have is you sitting in the jail over a weekend over some type of very minor traffic issue, or failed to appear on something very simple. So we're going to be looking at having, I guess, probably like a mini, what do you call that? Not exoneration day, but for people to come in and be able to walk in, take care of minor warrants if there is a bond. And again, back to social justice. If we want to clear up some of these warrants, court, let these people have PR bonds. I'm not paying nothing.
There you go.
So that's social justice, y'all. If you already know people in the 49022 are struggling financially to pay for life, let's not compound it with some unnecessary fees and fines and bonds. So that's where we sit. Again, you're probably not going to hear too many law enforcement administrators say that, but it's more about the people being out and being able to go about freely and not having to look over their shoulder because something simple. Mistakes happen, life happens. No one's bad people because they might have a little small warrant. We want to make sure that we can get you guys with those people taken care of in the easiest amount of time possible. So
let's do it, 49022. We here for you. We can get it done. We want to have a safer, prosperous community, and we know that you do as well. Yeah, we know we have the bad element to deal with, but we'll deal with that. But on the flip side, we want to make sure that you live a peaceful, prosperous life in the 49022 area.
okay, all right, we had 31 minutes. We're
All
gonna
right, time to go.
we can cut it now. So let's just for now, and again, give us your thoughts, you guys. If you want to see us every week, every other week, let us know. We're good either way. I like this. Black
I do too. Love it.
Yeah, there's the mayor. Here's Shaq. It should also include nonviolent felons. Totally agree. Absolutely, totally agree. So next time we come on, we're going to talk about some of our programs we didn't get to today. Apartment managers, convenience stores, senior neighbors, which we want to launch. We talked about last year. Block clubs. Hey, let's get them going this year, guys.
Yep, I'm
I,
in.
I want somebody to commit to me that they at least 5 people to start block clubs in Benton Harbor, Benton Township.
Let us know about them. We'll make sure we show our face, assist in any way that we can, and move on to the next one.
That's it.
But still
So,
be there if you need us.
absolutely. Okay, let's. Matter of fact, my cousin's on that said, "Hey, y'all need to shorten it up." So we about to get off here, Big Dre. So hey, for now, we'll be back on next week. Next week, same black time, same black channel. Chief, you got any parting words for the folks?
Stay safe out there. Drive safe. Don't overdrive your car, and be good.
Absolutely, and stay warm. All right, Ben
Yep.
Harbor, we love you. Until next week, you've been here with Chat with the Chief with myself, Director McGinnis, Ben Harbor, and the incomparable, very handsome Chief Greg Abrams of Benton Township.
Thanks,
And
sir.
we will talk to you guys next week. Be blessed. Oh shoot.